Hey, Ryan, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining us today. I'd like to get to know a little bit more about your company, Sales Transformation Group. So what inspired you to start that organization?
I started STG in 2018. So we're about a year, 7.5 years in business. Yeah, it came out of being a president of a bootstrap CRM business. That company that helped inspire the start of that CRM also invested into outside sales training, specifically a Sandler franchisee in South Florida. I was green and ready to start a career, and I was transitioning from a life of being a baseball player and making my whole existence around that and taking it as far as I could. And when that was not going to pay the bills and help me raise a family, I started to look elsewhere. So I got involved with a CRM and a large roofing contractor. That roofing contractor is a is a very successful guy and had a great business. And so part of his success was training a sales team on sales systems and process and sales methodologies and things of that nature. And Sandler was where he got really inspired to adopt his CRM to be more behavior based. So we would actually track and manage and measure sales behavior. That would help bring accountability, pipeline visibility, goal setting, follow ups, visibility into that, reporting activities. And it's a simple tool, but it did make a huge impact in his business. While that happened, I got exposed to the Sandler training and I really enjoyed that. Being a trained training myself as an athlete was part of the success that I was able to grow into through hard work and dedication. And so I was selling the CRM into the roofing industry and other industries like trades. I saw like an opportunity to provide training and coaching to the industry of trades because there wasn't really, I think, an industry organization, an industry specific coaching organization that was, I think, doing it to the level that I think it could have been done. So being all up close and personal with these companies that I was selling a CRM to, measuring their sales activities with them, helping them set up their sales a team. I noticed there was a lot of sales structure that needed to be worked on, sales process training, sales leadership. And I was like, wow, there's a lot more like coaching and training opportunities. So I sold and validated that offer while selling the CRM. And we did decent, we brought in decent cash and it was great.
Yeah, very nice.
So I just verified that it could be done. And so I ended up just taking that consulting and coaching hat off for about a year just to focus on the tech. I was also traveling a lot to perform those trainings and I was have a growing family. So I stopped for a while and then as the founder and I just continued to build this forward, it became clear that coaching and training was more my passion. So I started STG to plug that hole that I already had verified, already validated that there was a need. I already saw the opportunity. And I just was able to do it as the owner and founder, and it's been an amazing ride. I've had a lot of ups and downs, but it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, very good. So tell me a little bit about what you do at STG.
Yeah, so we're a sales training and coaching company. We also do sales leadership training and coaching. We work with contractors in the trades, both commercial, like B2B, and residential companies that are struggling to hit their sales goals that don't have a scalable selling system or a sales management system. And so they're finding that they have ups and downs in revenue, turnover in their sales team. And a big problem with that, a big cause of that problem is just a lack of leadership, structure, coaching, training process. So we come in and provide expertise to help these contractors, these owners build out sales processes, assess their team, lay a foundation for a sales plan, help them bring accountability against that sales plan. We help advise on compensation when that needs to happen. But a lot of it ends up going back to the sales leader and the owner and what they need to do to transform their business and how they view sales and how they train sales. So then we combine courses and group coaching and private on-site training and coaching for reinforcement. And that's worked out really well. So we typically target companies that are 3, 4, 5 million at the baseline and higher, much higher as well. Companies who are growth minded who want to go to the next level. So we provide that training and coaching to get those reps and sales leaders performing much better. And that's the lane we're in. We've dabbled in other things. We've tried a lot of things, and we know who we are, and that's refreshing to just stay focused on the good stuff.
Sounds like you have your niche dialed in pretty tightly. So, what kind of challenges are you facing as you're reaching out to your customers?
I mean, some of my challenges are bigger challenges that a lot of visionary founders have. You know, you have big vision, maybe just a lot of belief that you can do something, and maybe not. It's not realistic. You know, there's a lot of the same problems a lot of founders and owners have that get them into trouble. You know, maybe hiring the wrong people, making that wrong investment in that wrong area, knowing your marketing, not dialing in your marketing. So some of the challenges that I've faced are committing to what we're good at and not adding other services that are we're not going to deliver on, which affects your reputation. But yeah, I'd say that the biggest challenge right now is lead generation. You know, we want to continue to grow, and it's that combination of we teach sales, right? So sales prospecting versus marketing, um, versus expanding existing accounts and growing them versus uh, yeah, how do we do that? So we found that speaking engagements are always the best, but I choose to live in Hawaii, so I live in Maui. We moved here some time ago. My wife is obsessed, loves this place. We have a great property. I have 6 kids, so I'm in like very proactive father chapter of my life, and I don't want to be on the road every other week. So I travel once, a month, most of the year. So it's not like a ton. It is still expensive and it's still a lot of work, but I do that. And then I have other teammates that can speak as well. So those are going to be the best leads. Webinars seem to work well also. And, lead magnet type campaigns and then some paid ad campaigns. So when we do that, things work out. Strategic partnerships really are important, like bigger partnerships that affect the contractor's attention and can impact that and get their attention focus on solutions. So lead gen for us is the biggest is, I think that the other thing that I think some people do is they don't make their product better or they don't dial in their product. So we're fine tuning like a release of our sales leader course and a updated residential course. Those two would be, just super helpful programs to help them take their business to the next level pretty affordably. So just having self directed courses all the way to hands on consulting and coaching. At the end of the day, they're all designed to get the same outcome. And the outcome is we want to have a sales process that supports selling what we sell effectively, consistently, and we can grow with a plan and hit our goals. Like at the end of the day, people just want to hit their goals. They want to create a special sales culture that retains and continues to grow their teammates. And so, yeah, that's what people want, right? So you should be able to have products from courses all the way to hands-on consulting and coaching that help that outcome occur. It just depends on how much time, energy, and money everybody has to get it done.
Yeah. So you mentioned you're in business going on 7.5 years. How has your business transformed since founding to today?
Yeah, I think that in the beginning it was me, and then I turned it into a course with group coaching with no, one-on-one time with me. And then I had a lot more margin and a lot more money to spend on marketing. But eventually I found that the industry I serve, if you want recurring revenue, you need coaches that are going to spend one-on-one time with people. I found that reoccurring revenue with groups is doable, a bit of a lower ticket, and you can grow faster with a higher ticket. So are you willing to, make maybe less of a margin percentage, but have more volume of dollars and but you're touching and you're more hands-on with our customers. I think that a lot of people are willing to spend extra money to get one-on-one attention. So that's what direction we've taken 4.5, 5 years ago is a coaching department. It's been more expensive, but man, has it been really nice to say, to sell and deliver on a great experience for our customers. So we do a lot of on-site stuff and a lot of private Zoom stuff, coaching and training. I mean, at the end of the day, you get somebody out of their day to day into a training environment, they're going to benefit better than otherwise. Just like having to do a course on the side, when they're being told. I think a lot of the course world crushes when it's like founder, like small entrepreneur type sales training or any type of training that's, hey, I'm a founder trying to go from 0 to 1, and I'm really motivated to learn from you. So I'm going to spend $1,000 a month to get coaching and get in this group and have all this. That's really great. But when you have salespeople that are not the founders. And yeah, they may be motivated and excited. Like you need to spend a little extra money and time to get them in an environment of learning to help them succeed. So we're that type of company for people who are trying to grow a high performing sales organization in the trades, and they don't think they could do it alone, and they need that third party coach to help reinforce things.
Yeah, cool. So there's been obvious transformation on your side. You've adjusted to the times. How do you think your industry is adjusting? So construction industry, I know you deal with a lot of roofers and things like that. How are they adapting to the last 5 years since COVID and now with the advent of AI? What are they doing to kind of changing their game and taking advantage of existing tools that are available now?
Yeah, I mean, I think ChatGPT is the tool that people are using the most. There are a lot of really cool technology companies coming out with like AI powered solutions to help automate tasks and to lighten the load of overhead, which is really great. I think that COVID really helped people spur and adopt technology more. Thank God, the industry that we serve was deemed essential, so there wasn't like a lot of slowdown. If in any case, actually, some companies did better because people are at home and they're like spending more time looking around. They got some extra funds to spend on their home, so they did well. There was more like materials and like shipping issues, like supply and demand, and not having like material shortages with some companies. That was really hard. And then they would change their pricing and kept changing their pricing and kept changing their pricing. So the contractors have had to adapt by selling value and knowing how to sell value. The biggest changes in our industry has been like private equity coming in. So you have AI, and you had COVID, and you had material increase, and then you had AI, and then you have with AI is private equity. So private equity is crazy because like they're buying companies left and right. So half my best or early customers are all like now part of a platform, and
Oh,
so some are still using us, some are not. Some of them are trying to do like entire roll-ups with groups like us. Some of them are like, "We already got it. We have our own." Some of them are like, "We don't even do it. We're not gonna do it. It's never gonna happen." So, I'm trying to see how all that looks and be like, "Okay, we need, like, enterprise deals, and we need to, like, make sure we're doing that right, or else we could be obsolete," but I don't see that happening. I think that, we've got a pretty solid name. Like, when I think we have a great name, but we have a solid, like, long-lasting vision, and our values are not flash of the pan, kind of like goofy sales training tactics and like personalities and like sell them and leave. I think we've got more of a core value set that's like for the long-standing legacy business that could sell or is going to be around for a long time, make an impact in the community, have a great brand, do good things in their world, hire great people, help them create great careers. So I think that there's a great chance that we do well in all that. But our customers are, man, it's changing a lot. Like AI, private equity, a lot of them are getting smarter and they're having to, shake things up and be better because there's more competition and more money coming in.
so, I noticed you mentioned ChatGPT. Are you using any AI tools in your delivery or your content?
We need to get better at it or not. I saw some ChatGPT use cases with that I wanna incorporate, but I haven't gotten my coaches to do it quite yet. There are some AI-powered virtual ride-along tools that would be like a Gong, but for the field sales.
Huh.
So there are those that we're starting to open up and, like, listen as call reviews to try to help them, but we're not really dedicating the resources and in our engagements to allocate enough time to give that. So I think it's a nice idea, but to, like, make sure we charge for it and then the coaches are getting paid, it's probably, like, we're not quite there because I don't think I've set up my structure where it's really consistently being sold and delivered. Because we have a sales team and then we have coaches. A lot of other companies have, you know, these experts that are just selling, their own time on, and seeing you on a group call, or or they sell their own services. So, like, they'd sell what their time. We don't have it like that. So we have a sales team and we have coaches. So that's just we haven't quite turned the corner and made that normalized, but there's a lot of that opportunity there. But yeah, I think that another use case I think is cool is like we have our methodology and our training curriculum. We've taken a chat GPT instance and created like a GPT around all of our content so you can ask it questions and it'll prompt what you should do and say. So we've tried some of that. We're not quite crushing it yet, but we're getting there. And then there's another use case of, like, taking what ChatGPT knows of our content and then taking someone's OMG assessment, which is the assessment tools that we use. I think it's the best one to help understand the sales team and sales individuals and what causes them to be great, what's holding them back from being great. It's a sales assessment, no interpretation and needed. It's great. Well, you can take their results and take what ChatGPT can read from that assessment with the sales training content and then provide coaching plans for individuals that hit it square in the head. So there's just some fun ways to do it that we're trying to lean into, but we got to move faster. When it's a founder only company, you can do it, but I think when you got like more people with habits, you gotta work a little harder to change their ways.
Let's talk about the future a little bit. First, let's talk about your industry that you're serving. Where do you see training going over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think a couple things. I think we're gonna get more trainers popping up. Like since I've started, I've inspired more employees that started their own competing companies. I think there's gonna be more and more and more. I think that they're gonna partner people who are gonna succeed are gonna be the ones that know how to align themselves with the right partners. Just like anything, like, the biggest, the best marketing company, the biggest, the best clients, the biggest, the best manufacturers, the biggest, the best suppliers. So I think that really helps bring credibility to the companies that are getting promoted. So like anything, like it's gonna get more crowded. I mean, the coaching world is really become very, very crowded. So who can market the best? Who can sell? Who can deliver the most value? Who can not spend all their money? Who can not go to it's the same thing any business owner is gonna need to deal with. And I think that, I've made some super big mistakes. Like, I'm still paying for some of those mistakes, and a lot of that was just trying to do too much too fast all at once. So, I think that,
You mean
I
like
think
offering more services than you're capable to deliver, that kind of thing? Or
more services, I'd say for me personally is conferences, like putting on an annual event before it's,
yeah,
like, ready, or maybe just mismanaging a contract, or just biting off more than you could chew, or, wanting to maybe my ego is just it's just like, "Hey, I think we should have 300 people," but it would've been just a better event if you just did 50 people and you just didn't have to stress over it. But you wanted it to be bigger, right? So those are the things that cause businesses to fail, is like rolling the dice for what? For what? And I think that no matter what you're doing, like no matter what the next 5 years looks like, I think the people who are going to be successful are going to be the ones that are fundamentally sound business people that can market, that could sell, that could deliver, and that could stay disciplined, that can leverage technology. I think that's always going to be true because we all have the same resources, and we all have the same opportunities. So who's just going to be the most, consistent, disciplined? And there's a lot of variables when you look at a company and what causes them to fail or succeed. And I've seen several fail because of for whatever reason.
yeah. How do you think the training itself may change over the next couple of years?
I think fundamentally sound sales training material is always going to be there. I think that I think if you still really look at it, everybody's saying the same thing, in some ways. It's just how someone delivers it just really appeals to that individual more. Like that one little nuance of like their photos and what they like how they see that expert. I still think that training material.
Yeah.
But who's gonna get the business? Who's gonna get the business? Because, I think it's gonna be the one that, like I said earlier, the one that's running a fundamentally sound business and being trustworthy and doing what they say they're gonna do, just
Yeah.
like anything.
I agree with that 100%. Just delivering on what you promise. If you can do that and grow your reputation, I think you're doing everything right. So I like your
I mean,
mindset.
I'm used to talking to contractors on podcasts, and now I'm talking to, like, people who are like me, and I sound just like the contractors I interview. It's like I'm saying the same things that they say because, if I'm talking to everybody who's doing the same thing I'm doing, like, yeah, we need to have competitive advantages and things that make us different. Somebody can have a really great year, and then the next year have a really bad year because they spent all their money, or they got comfortable, or whatever it is, or they stopped marketing and they stopped using that specific strategy, and or they didn't recover from ads not working anymore, or this one channel shut off and now they didn't have another one. So it's still a business at the end of the day, and it could be a very high margin business if it's done right.
So now in terms of, we talked about the industry, talked about training. What is STG doing to kind of think about the next 2 years? Just what are you doing to get ready?
I'm a visionary, like big visionary, and that's gotten us in trouble. Like I've got more ideas, and I think for us, it's not using my brain power for ideas and creating ideas. I think what we got to do is we just got to deliver on what we sold, do a really good job, market really well, and just be consistent and see that flywheel effect happen. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that every time we say let's do a conference, or every time we say let's try a new service, or every time we change everything up, it sets everything back, and it's costing us time and money. So I'm spending more of my visionary, creative building energy into things outside of my business, because it's only hurting my business when I keep pushing more into something that's already working. Like it's already working. So just make slight tweaks and um, just don't screw it up. Just keep this thing going, right? Don't break something that's not fixed. Don't try to fix something that's not broken. That's me. I mean, that's me. It takes a lot of firepower, visionary energy to get something off the ground. Uh, and I'm super thankful that that happened and we did that. But if you apply that energy the same way at a different stage of the business, it can hurt the business. And I think now I'm trying to change that so that the business can grow organically every single year, stand the test of time, and and be successful and profitable, right? And if you could just like be okay with that slow growth and not feel like you got to take over the world tomorrow because you want to be the best and better than everyone else and da 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 da, then dude, like your ego is going to get you into trouble.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks, man. I think this has been great. Where can people find you or learn more about Sales Transformation Group?
Yeah, you can go to sell on STG, SELL on STG.com or salestransformationgroup.com. You can hit up our YouTube, Sales Transformation Groups, the YouTube. Look me up. You can find a lot of different content. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Those are the only three social platforms I'm on. So feel free to follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah, I mean, just want to encourage all of you out there not to quit. This business can be challenging, but just don't quit. You know, it's a good business, and if you really care about your clients and you care about them and helping them succeed, and you love what you do and you're passionate, you know, you're gonna have success. And find your people, find your niche, and just serve them really well, and great things will happen. It's an enjoyable business. It can support a great lifestyle. You can do it from anywhere. You could travel if you want, if you don't want to. I mean, it's a great business. I love sales training and coaching, and the reality is people need it. People, well, at some points are like, man, I don't have time to train my people, or I don't know how to train them. I'm not very good at it. I don't know how to manage them. So they just get stuck in this, owner, founder sales trap. And in some companies we talk to are way bigger and way more mature than that, and they have underperforming sales teams then because things get stale. So just bring the juice, bring the energy, and I think if you care about your clients and you want to serve them,
Fantastic. All right, Ryan, thanks for joining. And again, look up Sales Transformation Group, everybody.